everyone, and welcome. This is our group reward for part three's training. Come on in. If you're joining live, please say hello. Let me know where you're coming in from. I'm Lisa DeToffel, the founder of Relationship Communications, where I coach and mentor aspiring and established business owners to create and grow their network. Again, say hello if you are joining me live. I would love to hear from you. I work with my students in my free online classroom and community in my courses. And today I was hoping to give away 3 great prizes to students that did their homework during the Networking Method Launchpad that we have been doing live over the past 7 days. However, no one has done their homework, so I'm very disappointed. I do like to reward action. And taking action is what is going to help move you forward in starting to build the networking that the network that you want to grow your business. Action is what makes a big difference in life and in business. And when you take action or do homework, that helps move that needle forward. So I do encourage you still to go back and listen to the replays and do the homework for each training, because it will help you. And, if you haven't done so, it's not too late. So get busy and get the homework done. So I want to talk to you a little bit about this training. We had 3 sessions over the last 7 days. And this training is really for you if you want to build your network through building relationships and create the business you desire to make the money that you want to make. And it's also for you if the information, out there on the internet has you stuck. You keep thinking you need to do all the things before you get started networking. And this training will help you with that, because technically, really, you don't have to do all the things. But to get warmed up, let me know, if you are here and where you're coming in from. Again, I would love to hear that. Also, I would love to hear an aha through these 3 trainings. What was an aha or something that stood out to you during the training sessions while you were doing the homework or while you were listening to the replays, something that really made the light bulb go off, so to speak, right? I would love to hear that as well in the chat. So the Networking Method Launchpad is a business philosophy that's based on 2 simple yet very powerful premises. And I learned these principles while I was networking for my virtual assistant business and growing it into what it is today. That was back in 2018 and since. And I have applied these same strategies that I use to help others build the network they desire as well. Excuse me, sorry, I have a little tickle in my throat. And the 2 principles are: you need to be able to describe your work in a clear and simple way. The number 1 reason businesses fail is that business owners overcomplicates everything, and the importance of being clear about what you do. And that can start now, because we went over that and of how to talk about that, right? We went into this in a lot of details, and I introduced you to the referral formula. Relationships are going to grow your business, not cold calling, not prospecting. So this means you can completely skip the icky sales pitches and trying to convince others to hire you. That's not what networking is all about, right? So relax and be yourself while growing your business consistently with strategies and processes that work. So in the Networking Method Launchpad, I took you behind the scenes of my 7-year virtual assistant business, Tiger Eye Solution, and I showed you how I began my business and built it to what it is today. The other thing we learned is that some of us have shiny object syndrome. Some of us have ADHD, and we have a tendency to start to move around in space. And you're on this, hamster wheel, so to speak, right? Going in all kind of different directions instead of getting on the straight path. And, that's the goal. And we know that. and we see this. I want, to be over here and I'm out of debt. I'm going, to get a job that I enjoy. Have time flexibility, all the things that are on your to-do list and are the things that you want. But what happens instead is that we start something and we don't finish it. We start another thing and we don't finish it. My guess would be that we are not sure it's the answer to get you to where you want to be. And I want to tell you that you can take the direct path and make a good living if you stick with it. So many of my students, myself included, have used this path and had much success. But the thing you need to do is stop all the other paths. And if you would like my help to do the same, I would 100% love to be your coach and your mentor. You have to be committed. It's really, not about do I have what it takes? It's am I committed to do what it takes? That's the question you have to ask yourself, because the help is there. The help is right here. I'm happy and willing to help you, right? What I want to do and I want to talk about is our homework. If you have any questions, if you haven't done it, that's okay. But if you do have any questions, put them in the comments as well. Use #question. I welcome your questions, okay? So part 1, we talked about the amazing opportunities that exist for business owners to network. We talked about how the professional world is growing, and specifically how easy it is to find and attend networking events on a regular basis. We also did a ton of mindset work. So if you missed it, I want you to catch the replay. And our homework for part 1 was to choose 1 to 3 networking events that you want to attend now or in the near future. And when you do the homework, it will help you get the breakthrough you need and you want to get yourself started. We also, on day 1, talked about the simple success recipe. This is how you grow and create a successful business. It's all about staying in touch with the people you know, talking about your work in a clear and simple way, and networking and meeting new people. That's what it's all about. And we went deep into that in part 2's training. We learned the referral formula, how to talk about your work in a clear and simple way is one of the most important pieces of the puzzle when starting a business. And so many people overlook it, or they get creative. They start changing it and adding new words, and on and on. And the referral formula is just to talk about your business, like this. This is kind of what I say. I'm a virtual assistant. I work with entrepreneurs and business owners and help them with the admin pieces of their business, like email newsletters, website updates, and social media. And then I'll stop talking. That's what you need to do. And people get creative and add all kinds of different types of language. They completely dilute the message. And when you do that, it's kind of your ego making you or encouraging you to do that. And if you think you have to make yourself sound more important, I just want you to stop that. That's not necessary, okay? Because all you're doing is diluting the message and making it harder to get hired and harder for people to understand exactly what it is you do. And in part 3, we talked about ways to stay in touch and ways to reach out to others to grow your business consistently. And for part 2's training, our homework was to write out a referral formula and practice it out loud. This was a major lesson that you learned in this training. And here's the thing. In the referral formula, people get confused. They think what we are doing is we're asking other people to refer us. We are not doing that. We are just making it clear what we do so people can refer us. Just to keep it simple. Just like if I needed a mechanic for my car, I would ask a friend, do you have a mechanic that you like? Or who's your mechanic? Or someone to do my hair, or, if I was looking for a new dentist. So you want to write your referral formula. You want to practice it. And here's what I'm talking about. If someone woke up from a deep sleep and said, "What do you do for business?" This formula is what should come out of your mouth without skipping a beat. That's what leaning into this means. It doesn't mean having it on a Post-it and stumbling through it. You have to be able to say it just like, "I'm going to the store." Like it's a fact, because it is a fact. That's absolutely what you need to do, okay? We also talked about circumstances in Part 2's training. We all have circumstances. So, my circumstances might be I can only work my business part-time. You have a child with disability that needs your attention. Fill in the blank with whatever your circumstance is. Here's where the problem lies. I'm not here to disvalue your circumstances. That's not the issue. The issue is we have applied meaning to the circumstance. I eat vegan food, therefore I can't eat in a restaurant. You see how that works? What happens is we take that therefore and put it into a belief, and then we live our life according to it. How many of you have done that? I know I have. We turn it into a reason why we can't have something, and it's just not true. So if you have a belief and a therefore about starting your business or starting to network, you have to tackle that, take care of that, because everyone has circumstances. And they're just kind of nonsense, to be honest, right? The thing is that my circumstances for not starting a business sooner was that I was a single mom. I was the head of my household, was afraid to take that risk by thinking that I needed to keep my teaching job to take care of all that. Those were my circumstances, and I let my circumstances win at that specific time. But in 2018, I was determined to figure out and make it work somehow, and that's how my business was born. I leaned into beginning a virtual assistant business, and I didn't stop. I continued moving forward. The question was not, do I have what it takes? The question was, am I committed? And the second question is, it's not will it work for me, it's I'm doing this. What do I need to do? I'm starting a business. Who do I need to tell? Who do I need to ask for help to do this? Which is very different from the single mom example, right? The thing is, a lot of single moms, I get it. You're a full-time mom, especially when you have little kids. There are things that are more difficult to manage. But the thing is, if you shift, I have to I get to, that changes everything. If we change the lens like that, instead of having to take my daughter to school, I get to take my daughter to school, right? We have to shift how we think in terms of have to, should, we get to, right? Even to pay taxes, it really is about shifting and taking responsibility. And I want that for you. That was what Part 2's training was all about. And Part 3 was a big day. We did a ton of mindset work. I would love to hear what your aha was from Part 3's training, if you had an aha. We talked about email newsletter, talked about being service-based or product-based professional. We talked about who gets in the way, how we don't want to spam people, and how important it is to get the word out about our business. And that's really what it's all about, right? So let me know what your ahas were. I really want all of you to be grounded and what this transformation can be for you. You can stay where you are, but here's the thing. We talked about this. So there's incremental action over time. We think we're here at a flat line and stay the same, but that's not true. Or we're here at a diagonal line, a slight edge. And your action over time goes up or down. If you're not being intentional and deliberate, then most likely you're going down, not up. You might not ever be able to detect if it's such a slight movement or change, but it's important. And so you really want to lean into being intentional, okay? So what I ask you to do for homework part number 3, again, and it's not too late, because we are going to have a bonus group reward as well, where you can be entered into a drawing for everyone who's done all the homework. And I'm going to talk to you about that in a minute. So what I want you to do is write a description about what your life will be like when you lean into this and start making the most of your networking efforts. When you jump into the Networking Method Academy. When you do what it takes to start your business, to start networking, to change your life, to move the needle in the direction you want to go. Okay, so here's how you could win some prizes. You're eligible to win the prizes if you've done homework for parts 1 to 3, all 3 days of training. If you want to post the homework in the Facebook group after you've done the homework, okay? And that is going to help you start the action. I know for some people, you sign up for a course and it's like, oh, it's free, so you may or may not take it seriously. Is it really worth it? Or you don't go all the way. You need to have the feeling of going all the way on the straight path. No distractions or detours. You stay on the straight path. It's a really good feeling. And that will help you with doing the homework as well, because it will get you into action. It will help you see what is possible. Because I promise you, the gibberish in your head or the voices in your head are going to be way louder than the facts. When you get the facts down of what you want or need to do, to create a plan, and you move forward. And if you're looking for a coach to help you start making the most of your networking efforts, I would be happy to help you and be that for you in the Networking Method Academy. Okay? So, I would have loved to have gave away 3 prizes today. However, we have not had anyone do homework for part 3. I was going to give away a free 30-minute strategy session with me, or a Starbucks gift card, or a copy of my best-selling book, Jumpstart Your Blank. So if you'd done the homework, winners would have received these great gifts. If you would have got a copy of my book, yes, I would have signed it before sending it to you. And during the 30-minute strategy session with me, which I love doing, we would have talked about whatever you wanted to talk about around networking, business, or whatever. And then, of course, the Starbucks gift card. You get something from Starbucks on me. So please do some of the homework. I would love to give away some prizes at our bonus reward session. And I want to tell you about what is next. The group reward will be next Monday at 4 p.m. I will be doing a bonus training Friday, tomorrow, May 1st, I believe it's at 2. Let me double check. Yes, at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, I would be doing a bonus training session on Friday. And then our bonus reward session will be on Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Okay. But the bonus reward, again, will be on Monday. And let me kind of tell you what that is. If you do all the homework for all 3 days, then you'll be able to get into the bonus reward session, okay? I know it's very easy to be passive and watch these trainings and be like, yeah, I'm going to do that later. I'm just going to, watch it now and see what it's all about. Check your emails, while you do it. But what I want you to do is this. I want you to do the homework. I want you to get the reward. Don't make this something that is just in the back of your mind. I've done that so many times. This is one of the reasons my life works now. I don't do that anymore. I watch the training. I do what I'm supposed to do. I take the action, whatever it is, to get the most out of what I'm learning. So do the homework, post it in the Facebook group, and then we're going to give away a 1-hour VIP strategy session with me. That is the bonus reward that I'll be giving away on Monday, okay? It doesn't matter where you are in your business journey or your networking journey. We can dive deep into that in that 1-hour session, okay? So what's next? Watch the replays if you've missed any of the sessions. Do the homework if you haven't done any of the homework. Come to the bonus training on Friday and then the bonus group reward session on Monday and see if you can win the 1-hour strategy session with me. And I'll also be sharing at that time more about the Networking Method Academy. Do what you need to do to make a decision and reap the rewards. You will not be sorry. Have any questions or need any assistance, please reach out. Put that in the comments. Use #question if you have questions. I'll be happy to answer them. See you again soon.